With their razor-sharp teeth and quench for human blood, the aptly named ghost bat is a terrifying sight. But it's what would come next that our cameraman was fearing most. The unworldly monster was about to attack.
This type of dramatisation about bats as spooky creatures of the night has been going on for a long time. And let's face it, in the past they've been linked to some pretty shady characters.
Took the form of a vampire bat.
I am Dracula.
But if you take away the dramatic voiceover and the eerie music, bats don't have to be so scary. Even this ghost bat. His name is Patrick, and he's in care at the Australian Bat Clinic after suffering some nasty friction burns in the wild. Although he's a carnivorous bat, he's not after human blood. But he will chow down on mealworms if you offer them to him. Patrick was actually rather friendly. He didn't mind a pat from time to time. Ghost bats are also thought to be highly intelligent. Patrick would often call out if he was hungry or if he just wanted attention. We even made some attempted bat calls back at him to see if he'd respond. He was definitely listening. He can also pull off a decent yawn. Some people will never warm to bats like Patrick, and that's okay. But remember, just because he has a spooky name and big black eyes, that doesn't mean he's nasty or out to get you. He's just easily misunderstood. But for bat carer Trish, he's a temporary best friend. What do you think? Would you be scared if you saw a ghost bat? Or do you think they're cool?
Anything Can Happen Friday. The art and cultural side of Southeast Asia.
Welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. You're with Grace at Anything Can Happen Friday. And of course, I've been speaking to Noor Atika. She is the PhD student of zoology. So let's continue our conversation here. We've talked about the misconception of bats and a bit of the ecosystems around the world. But what are the programs that you have joined to increase the awareness of these harmless mammals?
Okay, for the experience, actually, I have conducted a bat awareness program at Tasik Chini, Pahang, Malaysia on 2014, involving primary school students from 3 different schools around Tasik Chini. And this program is organized by Tasik Chini Research Center, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, where I come from, and in collaboration with the Malaysian Bat Conservation Research Unit and a non-governmental organization, Treat Every Environment Special. And in this program, the students were exposed about diversity, anatomy, ecology, and also importance of bat in the ecosystems. Also, bats conservation through workshop containing slide presentations, short sketch with bat mascot, poster drawing, 3D model of bats roost making, and also quizzes. Other than that, last year I also was invited to present my work on bat awareness program, and also to promote Malaysian Bat Conservation Research Unit and Southeast Asian Bat Conservation Research Unit to the participants and organizers at Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, Kasset State University, Thailand, and Wildlife, Parasite and Disease from According to Disease Ecology workshop.
So there are quite a lot of programs out there and you have participated quite a few there. But let's go back to the first program that you visited a primary school students. What were their first reactions?
Okay, for the first, because actually I'm doing research study at the Tasik Chini. So they already have like what we call preliminary exposure to the bats, but they also have asked whether does bats is blind, does bats carry rabies, and also does bats pass one of the sample eat their durian and anything destroy the plant, the orchard.
Right.
And then from the program, I let them know what actually bats doing in order to give them a right concept about importance of bat in the ecosystem.
So how long was the program?
This program actually, the duration is about 2 days and involving the 3 schools where at the first day, this program was conducted for focus on the one school because the number of students is quite high compared to the second day where the students is quite small and combined 2 different schools in one day.
Mm-hmm. So moving on to the next project that you talked about, could you elaborate more when it comes to increasing the awareness of the bats?
Besides the program that I have conducted and joined, other activities conducted worldwide was provide organizational framework to coordinate and implement conservation research, capacity building, education and outreach program. And this organizational framework was delivered through bat conferences and workshops at countries who have lack information and lack of bat experts in the country, for example, in Southeast Asian region. And these activities and was conducted by Southeast Asian Bat Conservation Research Unit. Other than that, other different organizations, for example, Bat Conservation International, also initiate to give award grants and scholarship for students that are researchers to conduct studies on bat ecology and share their findings with other people.
Right. So Atika, when it comes to educating public and or raising the importance of preserving and conserving this environment or ecosystem, the bat ecosystem I'm talking about, why is it so important? Or are bats being attacked by certain issues or environmental development there?
It is because the bats actually facing threats worldwide, for example, requiring activities, habitat loss, urbanization, and intensive hunting. The deforestation, for example, can make bats lost place to live, the roost, and this could increase bat vulnerability. In Malaysia itself, it is a critical country for international bat conservation, where Malaysia holds 10% of world bat fauna and quarter of it was listed as vulnerable in IUCN Red Listed. And for intensive hunting, some countries use bats as food, and also they hunt bats for a souvenir, for a decoration where they put in the frames, and these are quite not good for bats. Other countries that mainly have quite high deforestation, for example, in Malaysia itself.
All right.
Yeah, in Malaysia itself, in quarrying the limestone area, because limestones have cave where the bat lives inside it, and also deforestations occur in Indonesia. In the ecosystem, actually, bats can give benefit to human directly through its guano. Bat guano is actually an excellent source of fast-acting nitrogen and promote growth of plants, and can be used as a fertilizer tea. And research on 2014 have approved it. Example of a country that always use the bat guano as fertilizer is Cambodia and also Vietnam.
All right. So you talked about the Malaysia, but then let's just talk about the bright side of it for a while. So there is this new species found from Sabah last year, 2015. So would you elaborate more on this?
Okay, yeah. The new species, actually was collected at around 1,600 meters on Gunung Trasmadi Mount in Sabah, Malaysia by Charles M. Francis in 1983. This specimen is kept in the Natural History Museum, London, after since and was being regarded as Rhinolophus trifoliatus, the existed bat species recorded. But together with the additional specimen from Kalimantan, Indonesia, and from Thailand, researchers by using morphological, acoustic, and genetic data revealed that there are a new species to science, and the new species then is named as Planolo First Francis to honor the CM Francis for his great contributions in Southeast Asian bat taxonomy.
Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. You're at 3 ASEAN. We'll be back after this break.
You're now listening to 3 ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.